The quarterly Vanguard statement arrived on a Tuesday. William Caldwell opened it without ceremony, his expression unchanged as his eyes moved down the figures. 3 withdrawals, large, unauthorized. Any other man would have reached for the phone, but he didn't. He calmly set the statement aside and unlocked his lower desk drawer. From inside, he withdrew a thick manila folder labeled Elder Financial Abuse, Documentation. He opened it to reveal a leather-bound logbook, pages already filled with neat handwritten entries. Methodically, he entered the date, the amount, and the account number in fresh ink. His hand never wavered. This was not the reaction of a victim discovering a crime. It was the method of a man who had been waiting.
We always knew she'd test the tripwire, Martha.
The photograph of his late wife offered no answer, only the serene smile of a woman who had helped build the trap years before it was needed. 6 months earlier, William lay in a hospital bed, the faint antiseptic smell hanging in the air.
Dad, it's just precautionary. The surgery's minor, but you need someone to handle finances if there's a complication.
She's using love as the key to the vault, just like we said she would, Martha.
He took the pen and signed the durable power of attorney without reading the fine print.
Finally, with that old man's money, we can expand the restaurant. You did it, Jen?
It's not just his money, it's an investment. He'd want to help us, Anthony. This is for our future.
Now, in his study, William compared the logbook to his calendar. The first withdrawal had come 3 days after he left the hospital.
If something ever happens to both of us, William, the trust will protect everything. The accounts they see won't be the real ones.
They're taking the bait, Martha, just like we planned all those years ago.
His phone rang Jennifer. He answered, voice warm, then calmly turned to a fresh page in the logbook. William listened, pen poised. Jennifer's voice was light, almost cheerful, but each word was a calculated lie.
I just want you to know, Dad, I'm taking care of everything. The bills are up to date. You don't need to worry about a thing.
The only thing you're taking care of is your husband's failing restaurant, and every time you say bills, you mean it in the worst possible way.
He kept his tone gentle. Thank you, sweetheart. I rest easier knowing you're looking out for me. Then he meticulously recorded the call in the logbook. Later that afternoon, he drove to a downtown law office, the same floor where Martha had once sat with him and signed their final testament.
The Delaware trusts remain airtight. William, no power of attorney document can touch them. The decoy account has served its purpose perfectly.
Good. The withdrawals are accelerating. They're getting comfortable. I want to wait until they've dug themselves a hole so deep they can't climb out.
Thanksgiving would be ideal. It's dramatic, and it gives us time to prepare the forensic report. I'll coordinate with Agent Morrison.
Evelyn slid a thick binder labeled Delaware Irrevocable Trust across the desk. The pages inside held the real fortune, $9.2 million, untouched and untouchable.
Let them keep stealing. Every dollar they take from the decoy is another nail in their coffin. I'll be serving justice with the pumpkin pie.
Over the following weeks, the withdrawals turned into a flood. Jennifer liquidated mutual funds, then the Vanguard balance plummeted. William watched every transaction online, his logbook swelling with legal evidence. He never called the bank.
She's not even hiding it now. The greed is a kind of confession.
At Reeves Bistro, Anthony was showing off the expanded kitchen, his voice full of bravado.
With this expansion, we'll be the premier dining spot in the county. Money is just a tool.
Dad, you should come see the new menu. It's so exciting. Anthony's dream is finally happening.
I'm so proud of you both. It's wonderful to see your hard work paying off.
As he spoke, his eyes scanned the bank alert on his screen. $200,000 transferred to Reeves Bistro. By early November, the visible Vanguard account was nearly empty. Jennifer called less often, and her voice carried a new edge.
Thanksgiving was 3 weeks away. The forensic report was ready. All he had to do was wait.
2 weeks before Thanksgiving, Anthony Reeves sat in the back office of his restaurant, across from a private investor.
The infusion of my father-in-law's estate ensures this venture. We're practically untouchable. A third location will triple revenue within a year.
He's exaggerating, but the numbers have worked so far. Dad's money was just sitting there. This is growth.
William's computer chimed. A new alert, a credit inquiry from a local bank, tied to his decoy account. He immediately called his attorney, voice sharp. The trap could spring too early if the bank flagged the suspicious activity.
We can ask the bank to hold the loan, William, but that might tip them off. If we let it process, it adds a federal wire fraud charge.
Let it go through. Every extra dollar they steal is an extra nail. I want the hole so deep they can't even see the surface.
The loan was approved. Anthony celebrated with a new sign for the third location, grinning for a photo with Jennifer.
This is just the beginning, babe. The old man's fortune built this empire.
Let them build their empire on sand. The tide comes in at Thanksgiving.
3 days before Thanksgiving, William drove to a nondescript federal building. He was led to a small conference room. Agent Morrison stood waiting.
Mr. Caldwell, the forensic accountants have traced every transfer. It's a textbook case of elder financial abuse, with the wire fraud and bank fraud charges. We're looking at federal felonies. Your daughter and son-in-law face significant prison time.
That's exactly what I wanted, but hearing it out loud makes my chest feel like concrete.
William placed his logbook on the table. Over 50 entries, each a separate transaction.
I want them to have a chance, an offer for restitution and therapy. If they refuse, then the full weight of the law.
That's generous, given the circumstances. But the U.S. Attorney's Office will likely insist on some charges regardless.
The afternoon was spent reviewing evidence, a whiteboard timeline mapping the thefts.
Thanksgiving Day, the family will be together. Perfect. I'll give Jennifer one last chance to choose.
Thanksgiving morning broke cool and gray. William made his coffee with mechanical precision, as if nothing was different. He laid out the charcoal cardigan Martha had given him on their 40th anniversary. A deliberate choice.
It's the last Thanksgiving we'll share as a family, Martha. I'm sorry it has to end this way.
His phone rang. Jennifer's voice was strained, a hairline crack in the forced cheer.
Dad, I hate to ask, but the turkey prices have gone up, and Anthony's been pouring everything into the new spot. Could you possibly help cover the dinner?
A little help. She's asking me to fund the very meal where I'll serve her the bill for her theft. Of course, sweetheart. I'll bring a check. Don't worry about a thing.
He wrote the check for $500 from the decoy account. It would bounce within days, but she didn't know that.
The old man doesn't suspect a thing. The account's been drained and he hasn't even noticed. Tonight we celebrate the empire.
William slid the manila folder into his coat. The evidence was complete. He picked up his car keys. The drive to Jennifer's house took 20 minutes. The manila folder rested on the passenger's seat like a silent passenger. He pulled into the driveway. The house glowed with warm light, laughter spilling from the open kitchen window.
William, the man of the hour. Wait till you see what we've done with the place. The new restaurant is going to blow your mind.
Dad, you look good. I'm so glad you came here. Let me take your coat.
They're practically glowing with the money they stole. This is the last Thanksgiving they'll ever take for granted.
He handed Jennifer the check. She glanced at it, and a flicker of relief crossed her face before she tucked it away.
Another 500 from the old man's bottomless pit. If only he knew the well is dry.
They sat down to a lavish spread. Candied yams, stuffing, a golden turkey. The table had never looked more perfect.
Martha, I hope you're watching. This is the last meal built on lies. In 20 minutes, I give her the choice.
His phone vibrated once. A single word from Agent Morrison, in place. William's smile never reached his eyes. The meal reached its midpoint. Anthony stood, raising a glass of wine, his smile broad and practiced.
to family, to ambition, and to the best investment we ever made, this beautiful home and the empire we're building.
He's toasting with stolen money, and I'm clinking my glass like it's nothing. Why does my throat feel so tight?
Here, to the fruits of hard work and to the truth that always finds its way to the table, eventually.
Jennifer's hand trembled as she set down her glass. For a moment, her eyes met William's, and something flickered there.
I really can't thank you enough for that check today, Dad. It's going to make such a difference.
She's asking for forgiveness without saying the words, but it's too late for that now.
Outside, a car door slammed. The sound cut through the laughter like a cold draft.
Relax. It's just the neighbors, probably that nosy couple from down the street. They're always poking around.
No, Anthony, those are federal agents, and they're about to make this dinner a lot less comfortable.
3 hard knocks struck the front door. The sound was not friendly.
Who the hell comes knocking on Thanksgiving? Tell them to go away.
Why is my heart pounding? It's just a neighbor. But Dad's face, he's not surprised.
No, Anthony. I invited them. They're old friends from the Bureau. Please, stay seated.
He rose slowly, walked to the front door, and opened it to reveal 2 men in dark suits.
William Caldwell. I'm Agent Morrison, FBI Financial Crimes Unit. We have a few questions for your dinner guests.
FBI, this has to be a joke. Drain an old man's account and suddenly the feds care. It's a civil matter at worst.
Dad, what's going on? Who are these people?
They're the people who've been tracing every dollar you stole from me for the past 6 months. But please, come in.
The agents stepped across the threshold, and the sound of their shoes on the hardwood floor ended the meal for good. The agents walked into the dining room, their presence sucking the warmth from the Thanksgiving tableau.
We have traced 53 separate transfers from Mr. Caldwell's Vanguard account to Reeves Bistro and associated accounts, totaling over $3 million.
The account you emptied, Jennifer, was a decoy. A tripwire your mother and I set 20 years ago. The real fortune, $9.2 million, sits in irrevocable trusts in Delaware.
A decoy? You set me up? All those months you just watched?
A decoy? This is some kind of sick game. The money is gone. He's bluffing. There's no way there's another account.
I waited and documented every transfer. You signed your own confessions with each withdrawal. Now you have a choice.
The U.S. Attorney is prepared to indict for elder financial abuse and wire fraud. However, Mr. Caldwell has generously offered a path forward.
Full restitution of the stolen funds and 1 year of supervised therapy for you, Jennifer. If you refuse, I press charges to the fullest extent.
He's not my father right now. He's a stranger in my father's clothes, and he's offering me the only rope out of this pit.
You can't do this. It was a family loan, old man. We'll pay it back. Don't you dare threaten my wife or my business.
A loan requires my consent. You stole from me. Every transfer is logged, every signature forged.
You set us up, you sick bastard. I'll take this to court. I'll drag your name through the mud.
One of the agents placed a heavy hand on Anthony's shoulder, forcing him back into his chair.
Sir, stay seated. This is a lawful investigation. Any interference will result in immediate arrest.
Dad, please. He's just scared. We didn't mean for it to go this far. I'll do anything, please.
This is the only deal you'll get, Jennifer. Sign the restitution agreement tonight, or face the consequences with him.
He slid a legal folder across the table, a pen resting on top. The document inside was thick with terms and consequences.
If I sign, I lose Anthony. If I don't, I lose everything. He's not leaving me a choice.
Jen, don't you dare sign that. He can't prove anything. It's our word against his. This is all a bluff.
That's enough. Mr. Reeves, you are now in custody for obstruction. Read him his rights, Agent.
The second agent clicked the cuffs onto Anthony's wrists with practiced efficiency.
This is insanity. Jennifer, if you sign, you're signing our marriage away. You'll regret this.
Jennifer's eyes followed him, a silent scream caught in her throat. She didn't move.
He's gone. The only man I've ever loved, and I just watched him get taken away in handcuffs.
He made his choice. Now, Jennifer, it's your turn. This agreement is your only way out.
The pen lay on the document, its ink poised like a loaded weapon. The first page read, Restitution and Therapeutic Agreement.
I never wanted to hurt you, Dad. I just wanted to help my husband. I thought you'd understand.
She's still trying to justify it. She really doesn't understand that love doesn't excuse theft.
With a trembling hand, Jennifer picked up the pen. Her tears splashed onto the paper as she pressed it to the signature line.
I'm killing my marriage to save myself. Is this really who I am?
The pen stilled. Jennifer Reeves was written in shaky blue ink on the line that would reshape her life.
There. It's done, but I don't know how I'll ever forgive you for this, Dad. You planned everything.
Forgiveness isn't the point tonight, Jennifer. Accountability is. Your therapy starts Monday. Don't be late.
The signed agreement will be filed with the federal court, Mrs. Reeves. As long as you comply, no further action against you.
The agents departed, leaving behind only the echo of the door latch. The house fell into a heavy silence.
I lost my husband tonight. I lost my father months ago and just didn't realize it. What do I have left?
You have a chance to start over. That's more than your mother got. Don't squander it like you squandered our trust.
He placed the photograph of Martha on the table between them. Her smile, frozen in time, seemed to sanctify the silence.
Mom, would you understand why I did it? Or would you hate me too? I think I'd hate myself if I were you.
William folded the signed agreement and tucked it into his inside pocket. The Thanksgiving meal sat uneaten, a monument to a family that had just collapsed. The drive back to his empty house stretched into a tunnel of streetlights. The signed agreement rustled against his chest with every turn.
She signed. I thought it would feel like victory. Why does my chest feel like I've buried her next to you?
He placed the signed restitution agreement into the elder abuse folder, alongside the logbook and 53 transfer records.
The house is too quiet without his voice. Even when he was lying, at least he was here.
The morning newspaper landed on her doorstep with a headline that made her knees buckle. Local restaurateur indicted on fraud charges.
No, he's not indicted. He was just taken for questioning. He's not a criminal. Please, the reporter wrote it wrong?
I'll fight this. Jennifer will get me a lawyer. She owes me that much after betraying me for that old man's trap.
The U.S. attorney moved faster than expected. The grand jury indicted him this morning. Wire fraud, bank fraud, elder abuse. It's all there.
She's going to hate me even more when she finds out I approved the press release. But this is the medicine.
Yes, I'm calling to confirm my appointment for Monday, 9 a.m. I'll be there.
Monday morning arrived raw and cold. After her first therapy session, Jennifer sat in her kitchen, the silence of the house a constant reminder.
It was just paperwork. I told the therapist what I thought she wanted to hear, but the emptiness in my chest didn't go away.
Jennifer, listen to me. My lawyer says if you testify it was all your idea, they'll reduce my charges. You owe me that.
He's asking me to take the blame again. Even from behind bars, he's still using me. I already signed the agreement, Anthony. I can't go back, and I won't lie for you anymore.
The line went dead. For the first time in months, Jennifer made a choice that wasn't manipulated by fear or guilt. That afternoon, William's phone rang. Agent Morrison's voice was layered with careful urgency.
Mr. Caldwell, Reeves's defense filed a motion to suppress evidence. The judge denied it, but it's going to delay the trial.
Delay is a weapon, but I didn't wait 20 years to let bureaucracy drown me. Time to call Evelyn.
William's next call was to his attorney, pushing for a civil asset freeze on Anthony's remaining restaurant holdings. The financial reckoning was about to accelerate. The federal court granted the asset freeze within the week. Paper notices went up on all 3 restaurant doors.
He's killing my legacy. Jennifer could have stopped this, but she chose her father over me. I'll make them both pay.
3 restaurants all closed. My signature made this possible. But the pain in my chest is finally quiet. I kept telling myself it was for us, but every check I wrote, I knew it was wrong. He made me believe the lie.
Her therapist leaned forward, patient. It was the first session where Jennifer stopped performing.
Anthony's lawyer offered a settlement. He'll plead guilty if you drop the civil suit. The restitution is laughably low.
He's still trying to negotiate with stolen goods. Tell him the offer expired on Thanksgiving. The trial will speak for itself.
Jen, please. Just one conversation. I need you to understand that this was all for us. I'm not the monster he's painting me to be.
Anthony, I loved you, but you used me. I won't help you destroy what's left of my family. Please stop calling.
The trial date was set for early spring. William sat alone in his study, the manila folder now a heavy book of final evidence. The trial opened on a raw March morning. William took the stand, the manila folder under his arm like a weapon.
Every transfer is in this logbook. My daughter and her husband drained a decoy account $3 million thinking it was my entire life savings.
The prosecutor displayed the logbook on the overhead screen, each line a quiet indictment. The jury leaned forward.
He's orchestrating this like a symphony. The jury is mesmerized. My whole future hangs on 12 strangers.
Jennifer sat in the gallery, a shadow of the woman who had once laughed in a luxury car. She did not look at Anthony. The jury deliberated for less than 4 hours. The foreman's voice cut the silence, guilty on all counts.
This isn't justice. It's a vendetta. I built something real, and he tore it down because his pride was wounded.
The judge sentenced Anthony Reeves to 8 years in federal prison. The gavel fell with a sound like a door closing forever.
It's really over, isn't it? I keep expecting to wake up, but the nightmare just keeps going.
The nightmare is over. You chose accountability. That's the first honest thing you've done in a year. I'm proud of you for what it's worth.
Proud? After everything I did? I don't deserve your pride, but I need it more than anything right now.
You deserve a chance to earn it back. The therapy, the restitution, these aren't punishments, Jennifer. They're the path back to yourself.
He's still standing here after everything. He didn't walk away. Maybe one day I can look in the mirror again?
That evening, William sat alone and closed the manila folder for the last time. The logbook, the statements, the signed agreement, all filed away. He wrote a single line on a slip of paper and placed it inside the folder. The trap worked. W.C.
I used to think my father was just an old man with a pension. I never understood the steel underneath, but I'm starting to...
It's done, Martha. The money is safe, and our daughter is finally facing herself. I wish you could see her. She's more like you than she knows.
One morning in April, Jennifer arrived at William's house with coffee and a hesitant knock. No check, no request, just presence.
I didn't come to ask for anything. I just wanted you to know that I'm in therapy, and it's helping. I think I'm starting to understand what I did.
That's all I ever wanted, Jennifer. Understanding the money was never the point. Your honesty, that's the real fortune.
Summer softened the city. Jennifer completed her final restitution payment with a bank transfer that left her account nearly empty.
I thought paying it back would feel like losing something, but it's the first weight I've actually let go.
In his study, William opened the Delaware trust binder. The numbers inside were untouched. $9.2 million, exactly as Martha had designed. He placed a new note beside the old one that read, "The trap worked." It said, "The trust held, W.C."
We protected what mattered, Martha. The house, your gardens, Jennifer's future. Everything else was just noise.
One Sunday, Jennifer brought over a pie, a clumsy, honest attempt. No check, no hidden agenda. She stayed the afternoon.
I called him. I told him the divorce papers are final. He didn't say much. I think part of him still blames you, Dad.
He can blame me all he wants, Responsibility isn't the same as blame. You're the one who had to live with the weight. This house feels different now, not empty, quiet in a way that finally fits.
In the soft evening light, William sat on his porch, the logbook now stored away. The real legacy was no longer hidden. A year later, the porch was the same, but the silence had changed. It wasn't absence anymore. It was peace.
Martha, the gardens are thriving. She comes every Sunday now, not because she has to, but because she wants to.
I brought peonies from the garden center. I remember Mom used to plant them along the fence. Is it okay if I put them in?
She'd like that. She always said peonies belong where people remember to tend them. You're tending now.
I visit her grave sometimes now. I tell her about therapy, about the garden. I think she'd forgive me. I hope she'd forgive me.
The peonies rustled in the breeze. The headstone looked older, but the man who visited it had finally set down the heaviest weight.
I burned the logbook yesterday. Not the evidence that's with the files, but the record of waiting. That part is over.
I don't ask for the money, you know? I just want you to know that I'm not that person anymore, the one who took it.
The real money was never in the account, Jenny. It was in the choices you'd make when you thought no one was watching. You've made good ones.
The sun dropped below the maples, and the porch wrapped them in the last light of the day. The trap had worked, but the trust that had been the real inheritance. Another autumn arrived, leaves crackling under the porch swing. William brewed his coffee and took it outside.
The trust has been untouched for 2 years now. The money is just a number, but the silence here is earned.
Jennifer came by later, not needing to knock anymore. She carried a bag of tulip bulbs and a thermos of coffee.
I was thinking we could plant tulip bulbs for spring. Mom always liked tulips along the path.
Do it. She'd be glad to see you digging in the dirt.
That afternoon, William sat in his study and reread the note. The trap worked. Love you see. He smiled and left it in the drawer.
Some traps are not meant to hurt, Martha. Some are meant to protect. And some, like ours, become bridges.
That evening, on the porch, the father and daughter sat in comfortable silence, the garden shadows long.
I never thought peace would feel like this. Like a hand you don't notice holding yours until you're not afraid anymore.
The real inheritance had never been the millions. It was the trust that survived the trap, stronger than before.